World War I began with a shocking event. On June 28, 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, was assassinated in Sarajevo. He and his wife Sophie were shot by Gavrilo Princip, a Serbian nationalist. This assassination, combined with the assassination, set off a chain reaction that plunged the continent into war. The assassination alone did not cause the war. However, it provided the spark that ignited the highly combustible situation that had been building in Europe for decades. One of the main reasons World War I escalated so quickly was the system of alliances in Europe. These alliances were like promises of support between countries. If one country was attacked, its allies promised to help. Before the war, Europe was divided into two main alliances: the Triple Alliance, made up of Germany, Austria, Hungary, and Italy, and the Triple Entente, made up of France, Russia, and Great Britain. These alliances meant that a conflict between two countries could quickly drag in others. When Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia, Russia, allied with Serbia, mobilized its army. Germany, allied with Austria-Hungary, saw this as a threat and declared war on Russia. Germany then declared war on France, Russia's ally, and invaded Belgium to get to France. This act brought Great Britain into the war on the side of France and Russia. The alliance system created a domino effect. What began as a conflict between Austria-Hungary and Serbia quickly escalated into a war involving most of Europe. Nationalism, a strong feeling of pride and loyalty to one's nation, was another major factor contributing to the war. In the years leading up to 1914, nationalism had been on the rise in Europe. This was especially true in the Balkans, a region in southeastern Europe. Many different ethnic groups lived in the Balkans, and they all wanted their own independent countries. This led to conflict as different groups fought for control of the same territory. Serbia, for example, wanted to create a large Serbian kingdom that included all Serbs living in the Balkans. This ambition brought them into conflict with Austria-Hungary, which controlled a large Serbian population within its borders. Nationalism created a sense of rivalry and mistrust between the different countries of Europe. It also made people more willing to go to war to defend their nation's interests, however small they may have been. Section 4. The Scramble for Colonies. Imperialism, the practice of one country taking control of another country, also played a role in the road to World War I. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, European powers competed fiercely for colonies in Africa, Asia, and the Pacific. This competition for colonies created tension and rivalry between the European powers. They saw colonies as a source of raw materials, markets for their goods, and strategic locations for their militaries. The competition for colonies led to several crises in the years before World War I. For example, Germany's attempts to gain colonies in Africa led to tension with Great Britain and France, which already had large empires there. Section 5. The March of Militarism. Militarism, the belief that a country should maintain a strong military and be prepared to use it aggressively to defend or promote its interests, was another significant cause of World War I. In the years leading up to the war, European nations engaged in a massive military build-up. They spent huge sums of money on their armies and navies, and they developed new and more deadly weapons. This arms race created a climate of fear and suspicion in Europe. Each country feared that its rivals were becoming too powerful, and they felt pressure to keep up. This atmosphere of fear and suspicion made war more likely.